Are we live on YouTube?
Yes, sir, we are live on YouTube.
Okay. Go ahead.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Harpreet Kaur, Program Coordinator from Kamala Nehru College, extend a warm welcome to all of you on the occasion of the valedictory session for this 1 week online workshop on skill enhancement and capacity building for teaching and non-teaching staff held from 22nd January to 28th January 2021. I take this opportunity to specially welcome our esteemed chief guest, Sri Santosh Sahogoraji, Registrar, Dr. Hari Singh Gauri Vishwavidyalay, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh. Welcome, sir. It also gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Director, Teaching Learning Center, and Principal, Ramanujan College, an academic and administrator at the forefront of innovation. Welcome, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our very own Dr. Kalpana Bhakuni, Principal, Kamala Nehru College, a leader with vision and integrity. Welcome, ma'am. I also welcome Dr. Renu Bali, IQAC Coordinator, Kamala Nehru College, Ms. Nidhi Mathur, the Program Coordinator from Ramanujan College, all the members of the organizing committee of both the colleges, and our dear participants from across the country. Welcome one and all to this valedictory session. This 7-day long journey of learning and teaching has indeed been a fruitful one. The expertise of the various resource persons shared through live and recorded sessions has contributed significantly to knowledge enhancement and capacity building amongst the stakeholders. With its focus upon an academic administrative interface, this workshop has been a timely intervention in the context of the paradigm shift in the methodology of teaching, learning, and administrative work in the wake of COVID-19. On this note, may I invite Ms. Nidhi Mathur to present the report of the workshop and share her presentation with her, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will just share my screen. Hope my screen is visible to one and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just a minute. Thank you. So a very good afternoon to respected chief guest for today, Sri Santosh Sohagora from Central University of Madhya Pradesh. A very good afternoon to our principal, Professor S.P. Agarwal, Ramanujan College. A very good afternoon to Principal Ma'am, Kamala Nehru College, Professor Kalpana Bhakuni, my worthy colleagues from both the colleges, and the lovely participants who have been with us throughout this journey of this 1-week online workshop on skill enhancement and capacity building for both teaching and non-teaching staff. So this efforts of ours was in joint collaboration with Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, and Kamala Nehru College, University of Delhi. Moving further, I would like to give you a brief recap of whatever happened during this 1-week long workshop. So at the outset, around 443 participants had registered with us, in which the participants were given quizzes and assignments, which were 9 in total. The participants were also required to fill out the feedback forms, which we have got around 1,000 plus in return. Next, the participants watched the videos for over 4 to 5 hours on an average number per day, and this was an average amount that they had spent on the platform. The number of views on our videos, which we had uploaded on the portal as well as also through the YouTube, were over 6,000 plus. The number of queries that had been handled by the institution was 1,000 plus in total. The portal or the FDP or the workshop that we had conducted was based on the four quadrant approach that was mandated to us by the Ministry of Education. So as you can see, this entire workshop was based on the four quadrant model, in which the first quadrant talked about the e-tutorials, which were in the form of all the recorded videos as well as the live videos. Quadrant 2, which talks about the content, is related to the instructional material or certain case studies which were given to them prior to the beginning of any lecture. The quadrant 3 talks about web resources, certain links, glossary, or open content which could help them to or which could assist them in their assignments as well as quizzes. Last was, and this is the most important part, the self assessment, which is quadrant 4, in which the participants were given certain quizzes, assignments, and a discussion forum was there in which the participants could send out their queries, and it also inculcated the idea of peer learning. Participants were also asked to fill out the feedback forms. The final quiz, which will be hosted live today at 5 p.m., will assess the amount of knowledge that they have gained after the conclusion of this 1 week long workshop. Moving on, these are some of the themes that were covered during this 1 week long workshop. National Education Policy, NAC, NIRF, GFR, GEM, RTI, University Roster System, e-procurement, recruitment rules for both teaching and non-teaching staff, and APAR and promotional aspects. So one by one, I will take you through the journey of whatever the resource persons had discussed for all these respective themes. The first day, we began the first day of the workshop with an inaugural session, which was witnessed by chief guest Dr. Vikas Gupta, who is the registrar of University of Delhi. In this, there were also Professor S.P. Agarwal and Professor Bhakuni, who talked about the importance of training and how it is mandatory to inculcate training in both the teaching and non-teaching staff, which are the twin and the most important pillars of any educational institution. On the very first day, that is the 22nd January, we had the first live session, which was and the resource person for this session was Professor Vivek Suneja, who is a dean under Faculty Management Studies, University of Delhi. Professor Vivek Suneja deliberated on the topic of the National Education Policy 2020. He explained the vision of the NEP, which is a system that contributes directly to transforming our nation into an equitable and vibrant society by providing high quality education to all. Certain other aspects of the NEP were also included, like the latest developments in the NEP related to the current 10 plus 2 system to be replaced by 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, class 10th and 12th board examinations to be made easier, gross enrollment ratio to be raised to 50%. There were more such topics which Suneja sir had covered, but because of paucity of time, let us restrict to a certain important objectives on which he paid emphasis on. Next goes, on the next day, we had a session by Dr. Shyam Singh. He is an assistant advisor with NAC, and he gave a session, basically it was a recorded session, on the documentation for NAC. The resource person covered detailed information about about documentation, which is an important management tool, and IQAC, which is an institutional body responsible for taking charge of document generation of the entire organization. Besides this, he lucidly and exhaustively explained the entire registration process for higher educational institutions and components of IIQA, SSR, DVV, PTV, assessment outcome document. With this, he also gave a hands-on training on the entire registration process of an institution on the NAC website. Moving ahead, that very same day, we had a live session by Mr. Gaurav Anand, who is an Assistant Registrar, Finance, University of Delhi, and his topic was on GFR 2017. So GFR basically is General Financial Rules, which are a compilation of rules and orders as mandated by Government of India to be dealt with matters involving public finances. Various rules typically pertaining to GFRs were described in the form of Rule 152, Rule 155, Rule 157, Rule 158, which are basically important as far as government institutions are concerned. Moving on the 24th of January, we had a recorded session by Mr. Sri Hari Pingle on the topic of NIRF. So basically, the resource person explained the concept of NIRF, which is MHRD, Government of India, to rank institutions of higher education in India. He talked about the 5 most important parameters that would help in assessing the institution on the NIRF framework, which are teaching, learning, and resources, TLR, research and professional practice, graduation outcomes, and other. On the 25th of January, a live session was conducted by Mr. Suraj Sharma, who is a business facilitator for Government e-Marketplace. So basically, GEM is a short form of one-stop Government e-Marketplace procured by the government users. It is done by the government ministries and departmental undertakings and other autonomous bodies of the central government. Certain advantages as far as disadvantages of GEM were discussed in detail, which are listed here, like rich listing of products for individual categories, buying of goods and services online, transparency and ease of access of buying, and there is a rating system. So basically, this is like any other marketplace which we can compare to Amazon or Flipkart. But this is typically concerned with government institutions and government offices. Moving ahead, on the 27th of January, a live session was given by Mr. Jay Chanda on RTI. He is basically a joint registrar and first appellate authority in University of Delhi. He gave a lucid session on RTI Act 2005, which is nothing but a fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression as mandated by Constitution of India. It is a right for the citizens to promote transparency and accountability that is free from corruption. He also explained the importance of SPIO, who is a State Public Information Officer, and his roles and responsibilities as far as RTIs in an organization are concerned. So basically, all universities and colleges established by law, made by parliament or by state legislature, or government owned, controlled, or financed indirectly come under the ambit of a public authority under this act. On the very same day, we had a live session by Dr. Rohan Rai, who is a joint registrar, establishment and desk, and his topic was the university roster system. So he explained the roster, which is a plan showing duties or leaves for individuals or groups. Primary emphasis was given on the post based roster, which is a list showing terms of appointment and promotions to different categories like SC, ST, EWS, or unreserved. The three major highlights of his presentation were to understand the principle of how roster works in respect of reserved positions in recruitments and promotions. Second, to analyze and apply it in the eligible and deserving cases. Third, to know the nitty-gritties of percentages applicable to different categories of reserved candidates. So this was all that he talked about in his session. On the very same day, we had two recorded sessions given by Dr. Arun Kumar Atri, who is an assistant professor in Shahid Bhagat Singh College, University of Delhi. And his topic was on recruitment rules for teachers. So basically, Dr. Atri gave an understanding of the following topics like how to calculate the points and what are the minimum points required for shortlisting a candidate. Next, he also talked about what are the papers that are accepted or acceptable in UGC Care List or other peer-reviewed journals. He also paid emphasis on the net criteria for appointment. various UGC creamy layer criteria, reservation under EWS were discussed by Dr. Atre. The next recorded session was given by Ms. Nidhi Mathur, Senior Assistant, Ramanujan College. She gave an understanding on the new recruitment rules that were recently notified for the non-teaching staff in the year 2020. So basically, whatever aspects of promotion, limited departmental examinations, direct recruitment, deputation, whatever new rules that have been applicable in the year 2020 under Group A, Group B, and Group C categories were made understandable by the resource person. So different categories under Group A, like Controller of Examinations, Joint Registrar, Deputy Registrar, Assistant Registrar, Registrar, all the recruitment rules were made explained by the resource person. Similarly goes for Group B as well as Group C. Moving ahead, uh, the last day, which is today, we had a recorded session by Dr. Atre on the various promotion aspects for the teaching staff. So the resource person gave an understanding of the eligibility criteria under the caste-based scheme, which is the Career Advancement Scheme of 2018-2010, and relaxations that have been given under UGC Regulations 2018. Different promotion levels like senior assistant of professor to selection grade, from selection grade to associate professor, and from associate professor to professor level were discussed in detail along with its criteria. The resource person also helped in filling up of the APAR, which is on annual performance based assessment report, and what all criteria or what all facts need to be entered by a teacher while filling up the APAR. The last session was conducted today, which is a live session that was discussed. So he your man ports the 10 first to download the video.
Nidhi, there is a
Conducted
problem in
today,
your
which is a live
audio.
session that was discussed. So he your man ports the 10 first to download the video. Just a moment, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Okay, sir. So basically, he explained the concept of tendering, which has been developed by NIC, National Informatics Center, in consultation with procurement policy. Currently, the system is used by 30 states and union territories and over 580 plus central government procuring entities. The basic objectives on which his entire presentation was based was on non-discrimination among bidders, promotion of open competition, enhanced transparency, expanding the accessibility of tender notices, and accountability. Not only this, he gave a hands-on session on the procurement policies that have been mandated in all the government universities. Moving ahead, so this brings me to the end of the report, reading out of the report. We come on to the feedback analysis by the participants. So we shared an overall feedback with all the participants, and this is how they've reacted, and this is how we've analyzed their feedback. So the where the question was asked about where the question was asked about rating of the quality of the resource persons, 78.6% of the participants have given an excellent grade, whereas 20.2% have given a very good grade. Next, they were asked to rate the overall content of the program. So 77.4% of the participants have given an excellent rating, whereas 17.9% have given a very good rating. They have also been asked to rate their knowledge after attending the program. So 51.2% have given an excellent grade, rating, and 47.6% have given a very good rating. Lastly, they were also asked if they would like to recommend to their colleges about Ramanujan College and the different types of faculty development programs and workshops they conduct. So 100% have given yes, they would definitely like to recommend the FDPs and workshops that we conduct. These are some of the testimonials that I would like to share with all of you, which the participants have given about us. Everybody has really appreciated all the sessions, and they have given a thumbs up or a go ahead as far as conducting such type of workshops or FDPs are concerned. And this is definitely an encouragement and a motivation for all of us to conduct such more FDPs and workshops in the near future as well. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much, and over to you, Harpreet ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Nidhi. That was indeed a very succinct and comprehensive recapitulation of the workshop. You took us through the workshop day by day and session by session, summarizing and highlighting the key points of each day and session. Thank you for that very erudite presentation. Also, thank you for the feedback and its analysis. It's really heartening to note that our efforts have been very productive and fruitful, and they have been so positively received. Now, may I please call upon Dr. Kalpana Bhakuni, Principal, Kamala Nehru College, to share with us her concluding remarks. Ma'am, your remarks on the inaugural session were truly very gracious and warm. Thank you for that. May I now request you to please share with us your insights in this concluding address.
Thank you, Harpreet. Namaskar to all members present here, and a very warm welcome to our chief guest of the day. As we have come to the end of this 1 week long workshop, and in one word, if I may say, it is 100% successful workshop. And besides being very informative, very interesting, and useful, and of course, very pleasant. Initially, when we set out to plan this workshop with with our partner for this collaboration, who is a seasoned player in holding the FDPs and workshops, as we know that scores of members have attended these programs, but we must acknowledge that they gave us full freedom to choose the themes for this workshop. And so we very carefully, we selected the themes for this workshop, which had a lot to do with the administration and the academics, both. In one word, I may say that it was for the academic administration. And when as we said in the beginning, that this program from our side was under the aegis of Paramarsh, and I can say that the purpose of Paramarsh was fully satisfied. It was fulfilled. The main purpose was capacity building and the skill enhancement. These were the two main objectives of Paramarsh, which brought us here. And many of the staff members of our mentee colleges also attended, and we got the feedback from them that they were greatly benefited by this workshop, especially as they are preparing themselves for NAC accreditation. So documentation of NAC was very much useful for them. Particularly, the other topics I won't repeat, since Ms. Nidhi has already elaborated the report. But yes, I would like to say that the topics were dealt in a very systematic manner, and there was a lot of technical information in these presentations, especially when we talk about RTI, GEM, GFR, or roster or promotion. So we would like to thank all the resource persons who were involved in this program, and most of them were from the Delhi University system. They were the Delhi University authorities, I would say, of different levels of JR, DR, ARs. So they were the ones who are regarded as experts in their fields. And in future also, as I discussed this morning with Professor Agarwal, Principal Ramanujan College, our collaborator, that we would like to carry on with the second part of this program, another 1 week course another 1 week workshop in which we would like to take up some more very interesting and useful topics, whether it would be on e-governance or digitalization or, the filing and NPS, I would say CPF, GPF, pension, GST, income tax. These are the topics which we would like to touch upon and elaborate, in the next workshop. And why I'm saying this here, because I would like to tell all the participants to stay connected with us, for our next workshop also sometime in the month of March, though we, as we discussed this morning that our preparation will start sometime soon after this workshop. So I hope that all of us will be there, the next part of the program as well. And I say that at the end, I really appreciate the self-paced learning program, as this was, for me, it was the first opportunity to attend, and I simply love the format. And we will try to make it next time. I think we will try to make it more bilingual in our future program. My sincere thanks to Professor Agarwal for such a wonderful collaboration. And I truly appreciate the technical team of Ramanujan College, especially Dr. Nikhil Rajput and Ms. Nidhi Mathur, for very efficient and pleasant conduct of the program. Finally, I would definitely like to acknowledge the IQAC team of Kamla Nehru College, who takes such good initiatives for the college. And my special thanks to Ms. Harpreet Kaur Arora for the wonderful coordination of this program with Ramanujan, and who very successfully delivered her responsibility. With these words, I think I would hand it over to the anchor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. It's truly your inspiration and guidance that has enabled us to materialize this program. And thank you so much for giving us encouragement for future endeavors. Thank you so much. Now, may I welcome once again Dr. Agarwal to deliver his concluding remarks, please.
Thank you, Harpreet. Good afternoon and welcome to our dignitaries, especially our chief guest today, Shri Santosh Sahagara, who is now the registrar of Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Central University, Sagar. Professor Santosh actually is a known personality, and we know him for last 10 years. He has been with various institutions, and I think for last 1 year he is with this Central University. I have visited once this university. It's a wonderful place. And thank you, sir, for sparing your time for this program with us. Our collaborator, Dr. Kalpana Bhakuni, she spoke very well today, and she always spoke well and very, down to the earth person. Ma'am, thank you very much, and we look forward to more collaborations with you. Harpreet is with us today, and our own Nikhil Rajput and Nidhi Mathur, and our participants. They are key to us. Welcome to all of them to this concluding session of 1 week workshop on skill enhancement and capacity building for teaching, and rather I should say the administrative staff of different institutions. We in future we will be using that word, because I think our registrar also suggested instead of using non-teaching, we should use administrative staff. Well, friends, the report was with you, and we are really fascinated the way the program goes, and I'm very glad that all of you like the program. Most of you have given some suggestions also. We will take up all of them very seriously in future programs. Let me tell you, this is a kind of a unique program. You know, the first program, I also told you in the inauguration that first program we organized this kind attracted 4,000 teachers and 4,000 teachers and staff. And this time also the number is very high. more than 437, I believe. So that means that this kind of integration between teaching and administrative staff is required on various issues. Because why I'm saying so, because administrative staff does most of the work, but that does not mean that teachers are also not involved in administration. And a close liaison is necessary for any educational institution, which Mr. Santosh will share with you, in order to thrive the educational institutions to the best possible extent, because two must work in close coordination. And another important aspect which I always feel, that we have to make our working paperless. And most of the topics you must have seen, they work towards that, whether it is e-governance, whether it is PFMS, whether it is GEM, whether it is e-procurement, or rules of course are important, but today everything is online. So what I can say is that ultimately all educational institutions will have to be paperless and will administer through e-governance model, or we can say management information system model. Because what will happen, that if anything will start from the bottom, and everybody will do through its own computer or phone the approvals or disapprovals or notings, or everything can be done. Like you must have seen that Delhi University has done successfully the admission process online without any paper. There was no paper required, and starting from one person to the last person, there were 4 stages, and everything went smoothly and without any interface. So that is what is required today. And some of the topics which we have covered, you must be seeing that they relate to Delhi University. Now Delhi University has its own structure, but most of you may belong to other places. So you can see that, you cannot blindly follow, but these are the models. You can read your own, rules and regulation. Maybe Central University Sagar might have its own recruitment rules, or, other things, because, but more or less the things are same, whether it is a roster or any other thing. These things are quite common in all governmental educational institutions. So, as Dr. Kalpana told you that we will be doing an additional program on some other topics. We will definitely do that. And another important aspect which I wanted to touch upon is that we are always open to the collaborations. Basically, we are part of Vidya Vistar scheme, which is recently launched by UGC, and Delhi University is part of it. We in this capacity building programs, we have already collaborated with more than 50 colleges and universities all over the country. And the foray is that we must do the capacity building not only with the teaching but administrative staff, and also we are ready to give IT support to the fellow institutions, whether it is universities or colleges. And we also would like to develop and enhance skills of the students through exchange programs, which is a unique idea. Even Delhi University colleges do not have such kind of thing that we should exchange students. Some students should visit the respective other colleges, maybe Kamala Nehru College or Kamala Nehru College student visiting our and attending some courses. So these kind of exchange programs are extremely important for the growth of the students. And then another important thing with which I feel is important for education institution is the research and innovation learning methods, which we can share with the other colleagues and the students in turn. So basically, friends, these kind of workshops which integrate the teaching and administrative staff, because each one has its own responsibility. Sometimes we feel that teaching staff feel that their only job is teaching. No, it is not like that. Administration is part of their job, and unless until they acquaint with rules and regulations, they cannot be the effective managers or leaders. Similarly, the non-teaching or the administrative staff must understand the requirements of the teaching and the administration, which is principals and vice chancellors, that how to handle and teach them the rules and regulations in order for effective management. So with this, once again, Welcome to our chief guest, to all our guests and the participants who are key to us, and looking forward to work with you in future. Thank you very much. Over to Harpreet.
Thank you, sir. May I take this opportunity to say that it's always a pleasure to listen to you, sir, to partake of your knowledge and your insight. Thank you so much for putting the points here before us in a very organized and structured manner. In your inaugural address, you drew attention to the need as well as relevance of the integration and collaboration between the teaching and the non-teaching staff by pointing out the success of the online admissions as well as the OBE system. Now, today as well, you have demonstrated the same. Thank you so much for that. Thank you also for drawing our attention to how this is gearing towards a paperless economy. I also thank you, sir, for putting in perspective the need for adaptation and improvisation, since you pointed out that rules are particular to a certain structure. So those who are outside of Delhi University need to improvise these rules according to their setup and within their own paradigm. So I thank you so much for sharing your knowledgeable insights with us. Thank you so much, sir. Now, as Ms. Nidhi has analyzed the feedback for us, may we take this opportunity to actually call upon the participants and share their experience of this online workshop with us here on this online forum. To begin with, I will like to call upon Mr. Joseph Ravi, an assistant professor from the Department of Geography, Kamala Nehru College, as well as a member of the organizing committee of this online program. He has been very, very efficiently handling mails, responding to queries to provide a seamless experience to the participants. Mr. Joseph, would you please come online and share your experience of the workshop with us?
Thank you so much, Harpreet, for letting me this opportunity. And very warm greetings to all the dignitaries present here and the participants. Being a beneficiary of this workshop, I really gained a lot. I came to know that how an organization moves towards the excellence to become an institution of excellence. And I learned that a teamwork and an organizational efficiency is a necessary step to move ahead with. And this seminar or this training program has rightly landed to our great expectations that we are going to do well as an organization. Since the NIRF and the NAC part had been of great significance to us, since as all of us would agree that measurement and the quantification of efficiency is very, very important and the need of the hour. So I think this training has enabled us to objectively visualize what are the necessary components of measurement of such indicators and to translate into a subjective aspirations of how to reach the academic excellence. So I'm really thankful. All the sessions were really, really enriched and very rich in content. The resource persons were extremely an authority over their subject matter. And I think this will help me and as well as all the participants. I would agree with that it will help all of us. Thank you so much. And meanwhile, I'll also sincerely apologize to many participants for not landing up to their expectations while providing resolutions to their technical problems which they had faced during the joining the training program. We tried our best and we tried to reach out to you with the amicable solutions as and when required. And we are still working to work on it. So maybe in the future programs, we will come up with the amicable solution efficiently. Thank you so much, Harpreet, and entire team. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. That was a very detailed feedback. Thank you so much. Next, may I please call upon Ms. Soumya Goleyan from the Department of Hindi, Gargi College. She is an assistant professor there. Ms. Soumya, please come online to share your experience with us. Yeah, welcome.
Unmute yourself, Soumya. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now, everybody?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. And this was my first FTP workshop, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. It was really informative. I got to learn so many new tools and policies. Especially, I would like to talk about GEM. I hardly knew anything about it, but now after attending the workshop, Suraj explained it in a great detail, and now I know quite a lot about it, and I can say that I can now procure goods smoothly. So, and RTI, we all know about it a little bit, but the session by Mr. Jayachanda was really great, and he taught in great detail about it. Now it was really good. So yeah, I'm looking forward for my next FDP workshop. Yeah, it was really good, informative, effective, and useful. Thank you everybody for organizing it, and thank you so much for all the resource person for sharing all the great detail with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya.
Thank you so much, Soumya. Thank you actually for substantiating the skill enhancement part of our title by drawing attention to the fact that you can smoothly now procure goods, by the use of GEM. You have shown how this workshop has added to the skill set of the stakeholders. Next in line, may I please call upon Shri Subhash Pokhriyal, Assistant, Jesus and Mary College, University of Delhi, to please come and speak to us about the workshop.
नमस्कार, मैं सुभाष पोखरियाल जीसस एंड मैरी कॉलेज से आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। डॉक्टर कल्पना जी का विशेष आभार, जिन्होंने इतने बेहतरीन टॉपिक इस वर्कशॉप में कवर किए, जैसे NIRF, RR रूल्स, NAC, GFR रूल्स, RTI। मैडम, आपका विशेष धन्यवाद कि आपने इतने बेहतरीन टॉपिक इस वर्कशॉप में आपने कवर किए, जो हम सभी के लिए अपने डेली रूटीन के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। दूसरा, डॉक्टर विकास गुप्ता जी का विशेष आभार रजिस्ट्रार साहब का, जिन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छी टर्म दी नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ को। उन्होंने कहा नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ है एजुकेशनल प्लानर एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर। मैंने उसी समय ये शब्द अपनी डायरी में लिख लिए थे और मैंने खुद से ये प्रॉमिस किया था कि सर, ये जो टर्म आप हमें दे रहे हैं, हम अपनी नॉलेज, अपनी स्किल्स को और एनहांस करेंगे और बेहतर तरीके से अपने काम को करेंगे। और ये आपदा में जो अवसर की जो स्थिति जो उत्पन्न हो गई है, वो बहुत ही प्रशंसनीय है। मैं अपने कॉलेज से नोडल पर्सन हूँ एग्जामिनेशन में। मैं पूरे विश्वास से इस बात को कह रहा हूँ कि जो वर्कशॉप हम अटेंड कर रहे हैं और ये जो जॉइंट वेंचर की स्थिति उत्पन्न हो गई है, टीचिंग एंड नॉन टीचिंग की जो जॉइंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो ले रहे हैं, इसका सीधा सीधा फायदा, जो हमारा प्राइम ऑब्जेक्टिव है, उसका सीधा सीधा फायदा स्टूडेंट्स को मिल रहा है। मैं अपने अनुभव से आपको बता रहा हूं, मैं पिछले 1 साल से ये जिम्मेदारी निभा रहा हूं नोडल पर्सन की अपने यहाँ। तो जो हमारा टीचिंग स्टाफ का अनुभव और नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ का मार्गदर्शन और नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ का एडमिन अनुभव, हम ज्वाइंटली इस पे काम कर रहे हैं और उसका सीधा सीधा फायदा स्टूडेंट्स को मिल रहा है। जो स्टूडेंट्स कभी कतारों में खड़े रहते थे यूनिवर्सिटी की और अधिकारियों को अप्रोच करने के लिए महीनों लग जाते थे, मैं विश्वास से आपको कह रहा हूं कि सभी अधिकारी यूनिवर्सिटी के बहुत ही बेहतरीन कार्य कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो एग्जामिनेशन है, चाहे वो एडमिशन है। सीधा हम लोग डायरेक्ट कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं और ये जो ट्रेनिंग हम कर रहे हैं, हमारी स्किल एनहांस हो रही है और हम अपने काम को बेहतर तरीके से इंटर कनेक्ट कर पा रहे हैं। दूसरा, मुझे कलाम साहब की एक बात याद आ रही है, दिमाग में आई तो मैंने कहा आपसे शेयर करूं। वो कहते ना, कलाम साहब ने एक बात कही थी कि इंसान को कठिनाइयों की आवश्यकता होती है, क्योंकि सफलता का आनंद उठाने के लिए कठिनाइयां आवश्यक है। दूसरा, ट्रेनिंग से पहले की जो ट्रेनिंग है, जो कि मुझे लगता है कि जो सभी की सहभागिता है, मतलब ये जो अभी करंट सिनेरियो है, उसमें ये है कि जॉइंट वेंचर की जरूरत है कि हम सब मिलके काम करें, चीजें ज्यादा बेहतर तरीके से होंगी और अच्छी होंगी। दूसरा, अंत में विशेष आभार डॉक्टर कल्पना जी का अगेन, कि आपने इतना अच्छा टॉपिक कवर किया। और डॉक्टर अग्रवाल जी का विशेष आभार। सर, आपका दर्शन मात्र ही मतलब पॉजिटिविटी का संचार कर देता है। आपको सुनना हमेशा बहुत ही गौरव का क्षण होता है। और मैं 14 जनवरी 2021 को ऑनरेबल एक्टिंग वाइस चांसलर साहब जीसस एंड मैरी कॉलेज में आए थे और मैत्री कॉलेज में भी उन्होंने विजिट किया था। मैंने वीसी साहब को सुना था, उन्होंने एक प्रपोजल रखा था सभी के सामने, टीचिंग एंड नॉन टीचिंग के सामने। उन्होंने एक बात कही थी, उन्होंने कहा विश्व में विश्वविद्यालय, हमारे विश्वविद्यालय की रैंकिंग 512 है। मैं आपसे ये आह्वान करता हूं, आग्रह करता हूं कि ये जो आने वाला साल है इसमें हमारी जो रैंकिंग है वर्ल्ड में वो अंडर 500 होनी चाहिए। और मुझे लगता है जो कॉलेजेस ये जिस तरह से ये स्किल बेस्ड ट्रेनिंग हो रही है, ये जो हमारी जो स्किल्स डेवलप हो रही है, आई थिंक हम बहुत जल्दी इस लक्ष्य को प्राप्त कर लेंगे। विशेष आभार अग्रवाल साहब का, निधि जी का, हरप्रीत जी का और जितने भी अतिथिगण हैं उनका विशेष धन्यवाद। और अंत में मेरी प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर सैंड्रा जोसेफ का विशेष आभार, जिन्होंने मुझे मौका दिया कि मैं अपनी नॉलेज को बढ़ा सकूं। थैंक यू।
मैं यहाँ एक बात जोड़ना चाहूंगी सुभाष जी, क्योंकि आपने सराहा है हमारे थीम्स को। अगले वाले वर्कशॉप में ये जो आपने कहा डिजिटलाइजेशन ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी सच एज एडमिशन एंड एग्जामिनेशन भी शामिल है।
थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू।
Thank you, Subhashji. That was a very, very sincere and a very beautiful expression of the relevance of this workshop. You have truly shown that you are, in real terms, an education planner and administrator. And thank you for reminding us the relevance, the beauty, and the positive connotations of that term used by a very esteemed registrar of Delhi University, Dr. Vikas Gupta. On this note, may I also now call upon Mr. Akhil Raj, another education planner and administrator from non-teaching staff, Assistant Ramanujan College, University of Delhi, to please help us understand his perspective on our workshop.
Yeah. A very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you, Harpreet ma'am. So, respected our chief guest, respected Sri Santosh sir, respected principal sir, Dr. Professor S.P. Agarwal sir, principal of Kamala Nehru College, respected ma'am, Dr. Kalpana Bhakuni, and Harpreet ma'am and Nidhi ma'am. A very warm good afternoon to everyone and all the participants. So for me, this 1 week online workshop was very beneficial and very fruitful, because all the sessions of the workshop was very fruitful to me in terms of its rich content and the guidance that I have received from each and every resource person. For me, being in an administration department, all the topics that was covered in this program, like documentation for NAC, NIRF, recruitment rules, promotion, were of utmost importance, considering the overlapping dynamics of academics and administration in our current scenario, as well as knowing the procedures for NAC, knowing the procedures, documentation procedures of NAC and NIRF is really useful, considering the upcoming accreditation process of NAC. So I would also like to sincerely thank all the resource persons who were extremely rich in terms of their content, who just made each and every topic crystal clear with their simpler explanations, followed by practical applications as well. So this program was really a fruitful program for me, as it not only helped me in the enhancement of my role as an assistant, but also it helped me in contributing to my best possible way in the growing administration sector. Finally, last but not the least, no program will ever be successful without a strong foundation, that is the organizing team. And so I would sincerely like to thank our prospective Professor Dr. S.P. Agarwal sir, Principal of Kamala Nehru College, Dr. Kalpana Bhakuni ma'am, Nidhi Mathur ma'am, and Harpreet Kaur ma'am for taking such initiative to bring such a fruitful program for the benefit of us. So thank you so much, ma'am, for enhancing our knowledge. Thank you so much. It was
Thank you,
really
Akhil.
a
Thank
wonderful
you.
experience. And
Thank you, Mr.
to
Raj,
write
for
such
sharing such a positive feedback on the workshop, and by showing how programs like this help us give our best to our institutions and develop us in every possible manner. Thank you so much for that. Now, Now is the time that I take this opportunity to introduce to you our honorable and respected chief guest, Sri Santosh Sahagora. May I say that even his short bio note is a long one. He is truly a man of knowledge and action. So let me take this opportunity to welcome him and to introduce him to our participants and all present here. Shri Santosh Sahagora, Registrar of Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, under Ministry of Education, Government of India, is a senior administrative officer of the university. Prior to this, he has served as Deputy Director in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Bhopal, an institute of national importance under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. In addition to the responsibility of the registrar, Sri Santosh Ji is also the first appellate authority of the Vishwavidyalaya, besides holding the key administrative posts as in charge finance officer, controller of examination, etc. for many, many years. Sri Sahagora has successfully accomplished the programs on HR and hospital management from IIM Ahmedabad. He is a postgraduate in 4 subjects, namely physics, sociology, mass communication and management, and also a law graduate. Sir, that's tremendous, I must say. Prior to serving at Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, he was appointed as Public Relations Officer at Naipur Mohali, Chandigarh, an institute of national importance established by the Government of India in the field of pharmaceutical sciences. During his tenure at Naipur, Sri Sahagora successfully conducted institute visit program of a number of diplomats, scientists, and academic delegations from across the country and abroad, including Prince Charles of England, the Prime Minister of the country, governors, and chief ministers. Sri Sahagora was given the award for the promotion of the official language by the Union Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Fertilizers and Chemicals. Apart from this, the Punjab government and the Chief Information Commissioner of the country also awarded Sri Sahagora for his outstanding contribution in the field of public relations. Significantly, Sri Sahagora has worked as a broadcaster in All India Radio for 10 years. He served as the editor-in-chief and member of the board of editors of several journals, research journals, and e-newsletters published in the field of higher education. Apart from this, he is a member of many international and national bodies in the field of higher education, administration, and public relations. He was closely affiliated with the United Nations Population Fund and DFID UK, while working as an officer in government-run public welfare projects of Madhya Pradesh government. That's enormous and monumental, sir. I'm really looking forward to hear your valedictory address for this 1-week online program. May I please welcome Sri Santosh Ji to deliver his address.
Thank you, Madam Harpreet Ji. I think it's a very privileged occasion that, I think it's for the first time I'm seeing that some very good workshop is being organized, both for, faculty members and administrators, because, if they work in a synergy, then you can expect the institute rises like anything, and there will be a hilarious occasion if the amalgamation of teachers and administrations are put up in the front row. So, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, and on my personal behalf, I welcome all the esteemed participants to the valedictory function of the 1-week online workshop on skill enhancement and capacity building for teaching and non-teaching staff of higher education institutions, organized by TLC of Ramanujan College in collaboration with Kamala Nehru College, University of Delhi. Dignitaries of the function, Principal and Director TLC Ramanujan College, respected Dr. S.P. Agarwal ji, respected Dr. Kalpana Bhakuni ji, Principal Kamala Nehru College, New Delhi, workshop coordinators, Ms. Harpreet Kaur Arora ji, Ms. Nidhi Mathur, Dr. Nikhil Rajput, Assistant Director TLC, Dr. Rajiv Nayanji, Assistant Professor Ramanujam College, and other officials of the workshop. First of all, I am very thankful to Dr. S.K. Agarwal sir and Dr. Bhakuni madam for inviting me to this fortunate occasion of this workshop. As we are all aware that the teaching and non-teaching staff in higher education have increasingly felt the need for a formal training course at the beginning of their careers to prepare themselves for their professional journey. Keeping this very fact in mind, it is the prime target of this workshop that those faculty members who are primarily involved in other administrative duties apart from their teaching job should gain and disseminate knowledge and understanding of the tools which can make work easy for the other staff members. And when such type of workshop is organized through Ministry of Education launched Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching program through its TLCs, it also focuses on what to taught and also gives equal importance to the way it is taught. These workshops empowers and motivate the teachers for enlivening the learning process by adopting novel pedagogic approaches to teaching learning which are collaborative, participant-centric, and also provide platform for integrated learning and teaching blended with information communication and technology, and also equips the participants with the latest assessment tools available in higher education system. Dear participants, as we are all aware that India and the whole world have witnessed unprecedented difficulty owing to outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, it has forced us to embrace online pedagogy. All education institutions have been notified as closed due to lockdown, resulting into disruption in the learning teaching process. In order to ensure continuity in the delivery of knowledge, educational institutions ranging from schools to universities have restored to an alternate pedagogical approach, that is online learning, also variously called as digital learning, e-learning, web-based learning, learning in virtual space, remote learning, distance learning, home learning, etc. Academic discourses are taking place online through webinars, and online meetings have also become order of the day to arrive at administrative and academic decisions. Online platform provides opportunity for lifelong learning as well. This advantage is not available in offline learning platform. Moreover, current online learning platform and tools are better than yesteryears, and likewise, future online learning platform may be better than present one and may overcome its current shortcomings. Constantly improved ICT tools may provide a wide variety of applications and facilities that will not only upgrade online learning but also may make it more effective. Now, I have been asked to speak on the very prominent subject that is e-governance, but it will not be possible to cover the entire. But I am going to just discuss some of the salient features for the sake of our esteemed participants. Information technology in governing force of 21st century, and e-governance has been defined as its major pillar. In democracy, public accountability, transparency, accessibility, responsiveness, rules of law, etc. are certain parameters that define as to how true is democracy or the rule of law administered in the society. It is here that e-governance is helping government and societies in getting closer to end user by ending human intervention in their delivery. Governments are now transforming into e-governance mode so as to become more effective. The shift from public administration to e-governance in India in the last 15 to 20 years have brought in major changes in the functioning of the government at both national and state level. The emergence of e-governance since the last decade in India has brought with its new language of administration. As we all know that a good higher education system is necessary for inclusive development of a nation, also electronic governance is now becoming the backbone of any progressive nation. Growing economy is the hallmark of today's world of internet-enabled systems and processes. When we talk about e-governance in terms of higher education system, it is understood as a set of activities involving the effective contribution of information and communication technology for strengthening its administration and management. It creates transparency between the colleges, universities, and students. It will bring forth new concepts of governance, both in terms of needs and responsibilities. Change has been happening at an uneven pace in any growth oriented industry, and the education sector is no exception. Rapid growth in the field of education has made governance in academic sector a very complex task. If the quality of our higher education system has to be improved to make these institutes really world class, then there is no alternative to the introduction of e-governance in this sphere at the fastest possible pace. Implementation of e-governance in institutes will enable their effective and real-time monitoring by government, the regulatory bodies, and other stakeholders, their own managements, parents of the students, the society, thereby forcing them to maintain quality and become more responsible. As it is evident that e-governance process brings transparency in the system, so e-governance initiative in the field of higher education will help in reducing corruption up to a large extent. The introduction of e-governance in higher education is one such concept that can empower the governing bodies to administer the progress of the education plan in the whole country and can serve various stakeholders in a much better way. E-governance has to be implemented across different spheres of higher education organizations with a wide spectrum of activities and with varying level of readiness for e-governance. Achieving the desired results would therefore require the fullest political backing, a determined and resolute approach by all organizations and departments of government, as well as active and constructive participation by the public. It would require providing institutional and physical infrastructure for taking e-governance initiatives across our cultural and regional diversities. More importantly, it would require the creation of an environment that would encourage the adoption of ICT. Thus, apart from the technical requirement, success of e-governance initiative would depend on capacity building and creating awareness within government and outside it. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, former Honorable President of India and a visionary in the field of e-governance, has aptly summarized the basic challenges lying before the country in this regard. I quote, e-governance has to be citizen-friendly. Delivery of services to citizens is considered a primary function of the government in the democratic nation. For over 1 billion people like India, e-governance should enable seamless access to information and seamless flow of information across the state and central government in the federal setup. No country has so far implemented e-governance system for 1 billion people. It's a big challenge before all of us. I end quote. Real learning takes place only when the focus is on practical and applied knowledge and in creating awareness in social, emotional, moral, ethical, spiritual, and creative aspects of life. There lies the importance of a real teacher who is able to create curiosity in learners and make their life purposeful. Four pillars of education, namely learning to know, learning to do, learning to be, and learning to live together, should always remain engraved in the thought process of teachers, students, and administrators as well. A good combination of energy with synergy would be required to make this happen live. A policy may be adopted to create a space for discussion to deliver the knowledge. We need inclusive innovation that is not merely best practice, but next practice. After all, the better we learn, the better we will teach. In this way, we can help Bharat to become Atmanirbhar. How to learn is becoming more important than what to learn. Teachers and students will only be future ready if they are change ready. Now it's the time for the new beginning and new departures. It is assumed that all the learner faculty members and higher education administrators will be able to set the vision of developing an equitable and vibrant knowledge society leading to the nations to become knowledge superpower of the world as conceptualized by our Honorable Prime Minister. We should believe in our ancient doctrine of learning. May auspicious thoughts come to us from all over the world to make our ancient wisdom Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Sant Niramaya to become true. Gradual transitions will also provide much needed time for the educational institutions to develop in-house capacity and capability to go fully online, to experience and understand its nuances, and for the nation to build Swadeshi ICT infrastructure for attaining sufficiency in this mode of delivery of education. Since we live in an ever-changing world that is flooded with new possibilities, the ability to learn a new skill set may also altogether be the rewarding experience. At the end, I must say that all the participants of this workshop might have definitely used this important platform for their academic administrative interface, since this provides an opportunity to gain discursive knowledge as well as hands-on training. At the end of the day, it promises a fruitful journey from e-learning to e-training, bridging the gap between teaching and non-teaching staff. The trainees would have been certainly enriched themselves from the expert guidance of eminent academicians and specialists. Efficient modules, including hands-on training modules, exercises in direct classroom teachings, collaborative learnings, and assessment of learning outcomes of this 7 days workshop. So once again, I congratulate all the learned participants, and I'm confident that with all your effort, you will be able to shape a responsible and valued citizens and leaders in the society. I hope that teaching and administrative fraternity shall prosper day by day. Thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. I must say that even in this short span of time, you have given us a very comprehensive understanding of e-governance. You have pointed out, you have shown us that this discursive juncture is the opportune moment where we can seize the day and be future ready for newer possibilities in this volatile world of flux and change. Thank you for telling us how e-governance is the new language of administration. Thank you for showing us how e-governance can help bring about transparency in higher education and how it can be used to execute and monitor the administrative plans efficiently. I thank you for sharing your very insightful and enriching comments for us. Thank you very much for being a part of this valedictory program, as your address has proved to be very, very appropriate as a concluding remark, as concluding address to this workshop. You have put in perspective the themes, the ideas, the discussions we have had over the span of 7-day workshop. I thank you once again on behalf of the organizing committees of both the colleges, our respected principals, Dr. Kalpana Bhakuni and Dr. Agarwal, thank you for being with us and thank you for accepting our invitation to be our chief guest. Thank you so much, sir. With this, may I now come to the last phase of this workshop. May I suggest that with this, we bring to a close the first chapter of our collaboration with Ramanujan College. At the same time, we ring in the announcement of the second chapter very soon. Our collaboration with Ramanujan College has been a very, very fruitful, enriching, as well as a pleasant and enjoyable one. Thank you so much, one and all concerned and associated with this workshop in every way. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this workshop and this valedictory session today. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nidhi, can we close the session?